Hello, welcome back to Amber's Place. So today I'm going to be doing a reading for Scorpio for July 2018. I'll be using my normal decks, which are the Oracle Messenger deck, the Art of Tarot deck, and the Dreams of Gaia deck. I'm actually considering getting a new deck, which will be the Vice Versa deck, and I may buy that soon. So I just light my white sage. I apologise that July's already started, but really life has got in the way this week. So I'll just cleanse the cards. So the first card I'm going to draw for Scorpios is the Oracle Messenger card. The card that has been drawn is Embrace the Dark. Which is this one. Okay, so this message for the month of July for Scorpios is all about embracing our shadow self. We are taught that certain emotions and feelings are wrong. Anger, frustration, all of the darker emotions, we're taught that we should repress them, that we shouldn't feel them. And this is not the way to be. By repressing them, we bury them, and they resurface over and over and over again throughout our life. Embracing our negative feelings is what it means is allowing us to feel them, being aware that we're feeling them, and knowing that they are a necessary part of being human is a response to situations and reactions. They are a useful tool at times, as long as they don't become dominant in our character, as long as we don't allow them to control us. We can use our emotions as tools, just like we would a power drill. We use it as a tool to help us achieve something in life. So this month is all about embracing these emotions, but not allowing them to take over, understanding where they're coming from, looking within, and then using them in a productive and mindful manner. The next cards I'm going to draw will be Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And now for the Outer Tower Tarot. Okay. So we have an extra Outer Tower card, which has been drawn. So I'm going to draw an extra Dreams of Gaia card. So the first two cards that have come out is the Eight of Earth and the Page of Cups. Sorry, the Seven of Earth. Okay, so for Scorpios, this first week of July, the cards are telling you that this is a week you need to ground yourself, you need to meditate, you need to still your mind, you need to look within, you need to go out in nature if possible, walk barefoot on the earth. Focus on the sensation of connectedness between yourself and Gaia, and a sensation of connectedness between yourself and all around you. People, animals, the earth itself. We are all connected on an energetic level. And this week, the advice is you need to use this week in order to recharge your batteries. Focusing on your connection to Gaia and all around you through meditation, whether that be sitting down, closing your eyes meditation, or simply looking within and becoming hyper aware of your physical form and the sensation of energy coming into it. Visualize the energy from Gaia coming in and the cosmic energy from Source or God coming down above and in. This will help to recharge your batteries. It will help to cleanse you of negativity and stress, and the result of doing this will give you a sensation of youthfulness. It will give you a feeling of energy, of being young again, of being optimistic and happy and looking at life as a beautiful thing. You will find you'll be better able to have a sense of appreciation and gratitude simply for the fact that you have this wonderful opportunity of being alive at this time, of being who you are. So this is a week for you to do this. It's an ideal opportunity for you, Scorpios, at the beginning of July, to recharge your batteries and reconnect, have a greater sense of a connection between you and all things. There is a note here that there is some stress deep within. This stress it could be from a past issue or a current issue. There is something in your mind that is a concern or worry for you. And before this becomes a dominant factor, sensation, emotion, be aware of it, accept that it's there. Don't repress it. Remember the Oracle card, embrace the dark. Look within as to where this is coming from, where and when. Often these worries and stress lead back to past events, and something in the current is triggering the same response you learnt before. But sometimes it isn't. It's a brand new thing, a worry, an anxiety. Analyze it, look at it from all angles. How is it affecting your behavior? How is it affecting your life? How is it affecting you on a physical level? And then ground and meditate and allow that stress to leave you. You may be feeling a need at this time for some support and reassurance from those around you. And this is very difficult when we're when we're embodying stress and anxiety or worries of any kind. It changes our energy signature and can make it unpalatable for others. It can also cause a situation that if we are allowing this stress, our emotions to drive us, and we are expressing it without mindfulness, that others will mirror that as well. If we accept we have these emotions and we're working to allow them to go, we're looking at where they come from, analysing them, and then letting them go, the reassurance from others will come much more naturally, because you will be calm, you'll be centered, your energy will be under control and not chaotic in any way, and people will react in kind. It will calm their energy down, and the reassurance and support that you need will come to you from those who are capable of giving it to you at this time. The next two cards for July, we have the Seven of Air, the Scribe, paired with the reversed Three of Swords. Okay, these two cards indicate that there is a fundamental change going on in Scorpios at the beginning of July. This anxiety and stress could be related to a sense of loss. Now, the loss doesn't necessarily mean the loss of a person or a loved one or even a physical object. The Scribe card here indicates that Scorpios are going to be going through a process of self-analysis at this time. You're going to be analyzing your beliefs, what you believe to be true, what you believe about your existence and the reality that you live in. This is going to lead you to the path of learning to understand that it's not necessarily what you believe that's important, it's how you believe it and how you behave towards others. Ask yourself these questions. Does what you believe make you a kinder and better person? Does it make you happy? Does it enable you to look to the future with optimism and joy and anticipation, or does it coerce you into a situation where you're looking to the future with anxiety and dread and the mindset that things will go wrong? It's also important to bear in mind that there are many different ways to get to the end result. There are many different paths to achieve this sense of connectedness to all things and understanding who and what we really are, the fact that we create our own realities and that our emotional state, what we give out into the world, is what is mirrored back to us. Your methodology, your set of beliefs are not the only truth. It doesn't mean that everybody's beliefs are true, but as long as their beliefs are making them a better person, a kinder person, treating others with love and compassion and forgiveness and wisdom, that they are working to create a positive reality on their part of our shared reality, then it doesn't really matter what they believe. It's how they're believing it and how they are expressing that into the world that's important. And the Scribe card has turned up here to recommend to Scorpios that you embody this understanding. By all means, help others, support them to reach that state of awareness, and yourself, and allow others to support you to reach that state of awareness. But there's a difference between supporting others along their path and telling them what that path should be. We are all guilty of and have a tendency to fall prey to fundamentalist behavior. Now, fundamentalist behavior is when you have a set of beliefs and you will not consider that somebody else's version could be equally as true as your own. That is fundamentalist behavior, and that is an obstruction along the path to this higher consciousness and awareness, and an obstruction and impediment to wisdom. Now is a time for you to work to understand how your thoughts, how your beliefs, how the paradigms that you embody within and have taken on to inform your own reality, how have they and are they affecting how you think and how you behave towards yourself and towards others. With the Three of Swords reversed, this self-reflection at this time, there is a sense of it being necessary because there's a sense of loss and a sense of enforced separation. You could be finding yourself in a situation where you are imposing a sense of separateness on yourself, because this is a time that you are being guided that for you this is the ideal time to do this shadow work, to look within and analyze yourself. If you have recently suffered a loss and something that has engendered the emotions of loss in you, then this is because you need to do this self-reflection here and analyze your emotions and where they're coming from and how they're affecting you, and how your thoughts and beliefs are affecting that emotional response. When we go through any kind of fundamental change to our thoughts and beliefs and our emotional responses and our increased awareness of who and what you are and how you operate, it can have changes on the people in our reality. The people in our reality are friends. The people who we spend time with are mirrors of our own thoughts and beliefs. They are mirrors of ourselves. And when we change, those mirrors change. So don't be surprised that when you go through a sense of increasing your conscious awareness of who you and what you are, learning to love yourself for who you are, and learning how we are all connected, and how are we behave in the world that matters, and that we create our own realities. All of these different aspects, as you go along the path of learning this and then learning to embody this and on a mindful level in your reality will change. The people in it will change. Some people you will retain, and they will change because suddenly you start mirroring that aspect of themselves and they see it and it causes changes in them. Other people, it becomes so uncomfortable because the mirror is so different now that they leave your reality. Understand that this is how it's meant to be, that they are on their own journey, and you don't have the right to keep people in your life when their path, their journey towards wisdom requires other people at this time, not yourself. Simply send them off energetically or verbally if you can, with love. You will be there if they ever need to come back into your reality, and you wish them all the best. The next two cards this month, we have the reversed 11 of water, the emotions and intellect card, and we have the reversed the world card. Remember that when readings are done for a great many people at once, for example, horoscope readings, they cannot be specific. They are more about the energy and the emotions and within the Scorpio's reality at this time, and the actual specific causes in people's individual, Scorpio's individual realities will vary greatly. But it's about the energy and the overall aspects of what you're going through that will come out in the cards. And remember, the cards are a guide. They're not going to tell you what will happen. They're going to give you a guide for this month as to the path through this month that will lead you to the best possible outcome on your individual spiritual paths. Okay, so this is going to be about the middle of July, and this is a cautionary pair. Scorpios can be stubborn, and this change in yourself, this self-reflection, the advice of the cards is to go through this self-reflection, this self-analysis at this time, to look at your emotions specifically. And there's a risk at the middle of the month that you're going to get stuck in a rut, that emotionally Scorpios will find it very difficult to move past a difficult obstacle. Not every Scorpio will, but some may do. On an emotional level, there is a risk that you will get yourself stuck living in the past. There is a sea change moment this month where your thoughts and your feelings, your state of awareness will fundamentally change, but that is a choice. You can go through this self-reflection and not jump over this hurdle into a new way of being, a new way of existing, a new way of thinking and feeling, and a new future. There is a choice here. You can choose to continue embodying the past you into your future reality, where you are still looking back to old paradigms, old narratives, old thoughts and beliefs to inform you as to how you should behave in the world. Or you can move forward into changes to your thoughts and beliefs and how you should be in the world. There is also a moment around the middle of the month where you may be choosing between love and fear. Many people at this time, many people live in a state of constant fear. And there are many reasons for this. It is when you are in fear, even if it's in a subconscious level, then you are more controllable, you are more manipulatable. You are seeking protection externally from yourself. You have forgotten that you don't need to, because you are your own protection. We are each aspects of source energy, and we have the ability to create and manipulate and influence our realities around us. If you feel that you need protecting, it means you don't understand that. But we are human beings. We are not just spirit. When we are spirit, the love that we have, the understanding as spirit that we are all one and all connected and we are immortal in that sense, means you don't need protecting. But when we are incarnated into these human bodies, our flesh does need protecting to some extent. We still have the spiritual ability to change things and to influence ourselves and our reality. But we still need both. As human beings, we need both love and fear. Love alone would not work, because if we embodied complete 100% sense of love, we wouldn't eat, we wouldn't drink, because we wouldn't want to harm anything at all, and we would soon wither, and our physical bodies would perish. So we need both love and fear in equal balance in order to continue to survive as human beings and to continue to experience this wonderful reality we're creating for ourselves. Understanding that is key here. We need both. The danger is when there is an imbalance, when fear dominates or love dominates. Some people will call this either the left-hand path or the right-hand path. We need the middle path in order to achieve that wisdom and be able to create the reality, the idyllic reality that we would wish. So there is going to be a time in the middle of this month where Scorpios are going to be challenged by this understanding. They're going to be presented with an issue or a circumstance where they have to choose between love and fear, or feel they have to choose between love and fear. The cards are guiding you to understand that you can choose both, that it's best to have both in balance. There is a sense of a lack of flexibility here, that if you are not flexible in your attitudes to yourself and to the world around you, then your reality is going to get stuck in an old pattern, and cycles will repeat themselves over and over and over again until you break out of that pattern. Overall, the first half of this month for Scorpios is about looking at yourself and your world in a new way, of understanding yourself in a new way, of understanding that your emotions are important, that we should not repress them, but they should be expressed with mindfulness and productivity. Chaotic emotions are an easy energy food source for others around us, and a lot of energy inside ourselves, which you will have if you practice what the cards are suggesting and take the time to meditate at the beginning of the month and to connect with Gaia and Source. That energy must be used productively. Otherwise, it is simply going to leave you in spurts of chaotic emotion. There is also a sense at the middle of the month that there is buried emotions that you really do need to express. But as I've just mentioned, and the cards are advising you this month, express them with mindfulness in a productive and controlled fashion, so they do not cause unnecessary harm to both yourself energetically and the world around you and others within your reality. If you find yourself in the middle of the month, as we change ourselves, as we grow in awareness of who and what we are, and we start to become masters of ourselves and our own energy and our consciousness, then, like I said before, our reality changes, because our reality mirrors our consciousness, our awareness, who we think we are, and what we think and believe about ourselves and the world around us. As these things change, our reality changes. The problem is that often people, they start this process of changing their awareness and their consciousness, but they don't want to change their reality, and they don't want to change it because they're fearful of what happens next. This fear is an imbalanced fear, because it is holding you back. It is keeping you in your existing paradigm, your existing reality. When it no longer fits you, it becomes restrictive, it becomes a chore, it becomes a weight around your ankle. You have to let go. You have to allow your current reality, your situation, your relationships, your job, your hobbies, the TV that you watch, please don't watch too much, the books you read, how you speak to others, the people you spend time with. All of these are part of your reality, and they will fundamentally change as you fundamentally change. And you must allow that process to happen in order to move forward into this new version of you and your new version of your own reality. Now, this is a fearful thing. We often struggle to step out of that pool because we don't know what we're going to step into. But just have faith that what you step into will be by far better for you than what you have been living in up till now. Because as you change, your reality must change in order for you to learn and experience new things. Have faith that everything will be great, that your future will be great. If you're only able to step out of that pool, to jump over that hurdle, to release those chains of the past, so that you can be free to experience your future. And as I said before, if this means letting go of a relationship, of a person, give them love and an energetic level and wish them all the best, because this is a time that your paths will diverge, and it's for both of your highest and best for that to happen. The next two cards, we have the reversed counselor and the devil reversed. Okay, so this will be more than halfway through the month, and it indicates on an energetic level for Scorpios here that there is a situation where you may be lacking in empathy at this time. It is a situation where you may be allowing your head to rule your heart, and that's the wrong approach at this time. There is an energy here that you need to be more empathetic, you need to be more understanding, you need to be able to listen and take on board others' thoughts and feelings here, to understand. You may not agree with what they think, you may not agree with what they're feeling, you may think or feel in a completely different way if you were in their position, but that's not empathy. Empathy is understanding thoughts and feelings from their perspective rather than your own, from their reality rather than your own. So there is a situation at this time that is going to require you to be more empathetic and understanding in order for it to be resolved in the best possible manner. An analogy would be the analogy where we have a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other, and there is going to be a risk just past the middle of the month, Scorpios, when you are going to be tempted to be listened to the devil rather than the angel. Don't listen to that. If people are being spiteful, if they are being manipulative and gossiping, if they are rabbiting in your ear spiteful things about other people, ignore it. Listen to your heart rather than your head. What is your heart telling you? What is your intuition, your instinct, your gut telling you about the situation? Don't listen to other people who can try to twist things because of how they are perceiving it. But if they are not using empathetic skills with mindfulness and without their own filters, they're not going to be looking at it in a truthful way. Don't buy into somebody else's version of reality. You have your own, and that's what's most important. Listen to your heart, not your head. Don't listen to gossips. Don't listen to people that you know your heart is telling you they're enjoying a bit of chaos here. They're enjoying stirring things up in some fashion. Don't feel embarrassed or ashamed at just being compassionate. Even if others would disagree with being compassionate in that scenario, if your heart is telling you that that other person needs compassion, they need forgiveness, they need just somebody to say, I understand, and to listen to them without judgment and criticism, then take on that role yourself, regardless of what others may think and say. That is irrelevant. They're creating their own reality. You're creating yours, and yours is going to be centered on compassion and empathy and wisdom. They may not achieve that level of awareness for another 10, 20 years. Don't allow them to hold you back. Similarly, don't allow that devil inside to hold you back, because he's always going to be there. He, she, it is always going to be there. You have the choice, however, whether to listen to that or not. The most important message at this time with the Counselor reversed is that be receptive instead of rejecting. You don't have to agree, but at this time what's needed is for you to listen. The last bit of message from the reversed, the devil, is that there is going to be temptation, instant gratification on what you know is best and right. Which are you going to give into? Are you going to give into the drives that you know are going to be worse for you or hinder you on this path? Or are you going to resist that temptation and stick to your path, your reality, your version of how to achieve wisdom? That is your choice. Just past the middle of this month, it's going to come to a head, and how you choose is your choice. It is up to you, but it will have an impact on the future to come. And the last two cards that were drawn, we've got the Two of Fire and we've got the Two of Cups reversed. Okay, both these cards indicate relationships, and in a different way. The Two of Fire is saying that at the end of the month, there is an opportunity for two heads to become one, that for two people, yourself and another, to align on an energetic and conscious level, an equal and harmonious sharing of energy, of ideas and thoughts and beliefs. This indicates to me that there is going to be either a deepening of an existing or a new relationship forming at the end of a month. This doesn't necessarily mean a romantic relationship. It can mean a friendship. It can mean a colleague, a partner in some way, where you are going to be co-creating a new reality between you. This person is someone who's going to be able to teach you well, is somebody who's going to have much needed skills that you need. This could be in a practical sense, it could be in a spiritual sense, but somebody has this new person, this new relationship has skills or talents or ideas or beliefs that are going to be help you on the next step of your journey through this life, the next stage of your spiritual experience here. Regardless of whether this is in a spiritual sense or a practical sense, it's the next stage of your life, your reality, and you are going to be coming into contact with somebody at the end of the month, or a new understanding, a new way of seeing will reveal to you that this person you already know is somebody you really need. You misjudged them, perhaps you weren't listening, you weren't really paying attention to them, and suddenly you see them in a new light. However, conversely, this will have an impact on other relationships, pre-existing relationships. There is a risk at the end of July of romantic relationships ending for Scorpios. There is a risk of any kind of relationship ending for Scorpios at this time. Quite often when we, as I said before, when you go through a fundamental change in your beliefs and the way you think and your awareness of yourself, how you behave and respond to others, it will be a shake-up of all of your relationships. Some will end because they're no longer healthy. They're no longer helpful. New ones will form, or existing ones will change and transmute into new kinds of relationships. But this is the way it always goes, and at the end of this month you will see that some relationships will worsen and go, and some will deepen, or new ones will come in, more healthy ones, more beneficial ones. The mechanisms by which this happens will differ, but the Two of Cards reversed is indicating that the mechanism of action of the ending of a relationship at the end of this month is going to be through a sense and energy of betrayal, a breakdown in communication, a sense of things hidden being revealed that is going to be catalyst for an ending of a relationship. It could also indicate a precautionary note about any new relationships you may be looking to deepen or create at the end of the month. This partnership with the person with the new skills. Many times people come into our life on a temporary basis. They can teach us something. They're a lesson. We can learn something on a practical level or a spiritual level, or both. We can learn from them, but that doesn't mean they're going to be long-term relationships. The Two of Cups indicates there's a need here to just be a bit of a employ a bit of caution here with a new relationship until you're sure it's healthy for you. For some Scorpios, this new relationship itself may not be all that it seems, so be careful what you reveal. Guard your trust with the new relationship, at least for the time being, until you can assess whether that relationship is really going to be a long-lasting, deep one, or it's just going to be a short-lived, transient one for you to learn from. Every Scorpio is going to be slightly different. So for some Scorpios, it will be the ending of pre-existing relationships and new ones forming. For others, it may be new ones forming that are only going to be temporary, and that betrayal or that sense of betrayal may be in the new relationship rather than a pre-existing one. Everyone's reality is slightly different. Everyone's path and journey is slightly different. The things to bear in mind and just keep in mind at the end of the month is there is a sense of a breakdown in communication and a sense of betrayal and a sense of an ending of a relationship as a result. So for every Scorpio, just bear that in mind, that is going to be happening at the end of the month. This may not be a major relationship. It could be, but it could be a minor one. But just bear it in mind and look for it. Just be very careful with your confidences at the end of the month and what you reveal. It could be a situation where you are going to have to betray someone's trust. And just be aware that if you do, then it's likely that relationship will end. However, if that's the case and your heart is telling you that that is the moral and right thing to do, then do it, because that relationship is meant to end at this time. Then it's meant to be that way for you and their continued spiritual growth and experience in this life. That has to happen, and it's going to be for the best for everybody concerned. So have no regrets. Do what is morally right at the end of the month. And remember, throughout the entire month, embrace the dark. That your feelings and emotions are perfectly valid, and they are a perfectly normal and natural and required response to any situation. The trick is, don't let them be expressed in a chaotic manner. Be always in control of your emotions. Use them as a tool, as energy to help you achieve things, but not like a bull in a china shop where you're just going to destroy more than you would actually create. Okay, and that's the end of the reading for July for Scorpios. I myself am a Scorpio, so I will definitely be taking to heart what has been said and using it to help inform me as to the best course through July. And I wish all Scorpios all the best for July. It's going to be an amazing month. So much new insight, so many new changes, and a large step forward on each of our respective spiritual paths this month. I will see you all again at the end of July for August reading. If you've enjoyed this, please like the video. As always, I'd really appreciate it if you shared it on social media, and of course, if you subscribed to the channel. Have a wonderful month, and I'll see you at the end of July.